when people get into business, they're like, for some reason, they think that they got to go corporate as soon as they have a company. Like that's why everyone's websites look boring as hell because they try to make themselves look like something they're not.
People want less communication is more than what people realize.
Hey, how's it going? It's Tim Brown, and this is the Hook Better Leads podcast. And today I have Black and White Roofing on. Two gentlemen from there, Joe McDevitt, and the other gentleman's name?
Wes Grant.
Wes Grant.
America's already great again.
All right, let's go. And we're talking about guerrilla marketing and no sales team and how Black and White Roofing keeps winning. And I know it's probably pretty hard to run a lean, mean organization over there. So what are some of the things, we're going to talk about why you did it with the no salespeople, but what are some of the things that are more challenging because of lower staff? I just want to start with the things that are challenging.
I would challenge anybody to tell me something it's way easier. We're not dealing with people.
Okay.
I would say I agree with him, but to counter that, it's just running errands. And
if you had this mythical, awesome person that did everything great, then yeah, it'd be great, but they don't exist.
Okay.
Yeah, just need to, I think the only thing we spend more time doing is going out and taking care of this and that, but that can be addressed with an hourly person so long as you're making the sales yourself to justify it.
But you guys have these people, you got some of like those hourly people that will get the shit done.
My breath over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are
cold days out here.
You guys are in Missouri, correct?
Yep. It's 10 degrees outside.
For some reason, I was thinking you're in Vegas because I see you. Like I think I saw the thing with you guys and Best Damn Roofer, like spinning wheelies in a parking lot or something like that. Did you guys do a music video with him?
Yeah. We did the remix with Roofs by Don and
man, that is super fun. How'd you get connected with those guys?
We actually I think he met him first at one of the roofing expos.
Yeah, I think I walked up to him, I'm doing a selfie, and I was like, big time, more like small time, and then before you know it, I think we were at a strip club the next day. That night, we picked him up in a stretch limo, Hummer.
Yeah,
and, I paid for everything, and we had a good time, and that's kind of how we became friends. And then we've met a couple other times. I pulled my 37 Ford hot rod out to Vegas for the music video. That was pretty fun.
Looked super cool. I was like, fun as hell. I was trying to get into a remix with these guys too. That's why I was like, I had a verse ready and everything.
Well, I'm telling you right now, it's a lot more work than what meets the eye.
Oh,
yeah. I went to Vegas with my family and had fun, but all day long I was with my family, and then all night I was filming and by myself. And then I met a homeless guy on the street, him and his girlfriend, and hired them to film my family and me and I paid for everything, and they had a night of their life. It was pretty fun. Well, a week of their life, actually.
Yeah. You guys just doing crazy shit in Vegas. For some reason, I was associating you with Vegas. You got a little bit of a Vegas thing going on there with them, like the guerrilla marketing that you guys do for your company.
We like to call it zebra marketing.
So what's that?
We like to call it zebra marketing.
Yeah.
Zebra marketing. So tell me what you guys are doing, like the stunts and shit like that like is just different from marketing that you guys have done.
Everybody seems to like our simple black and white marketing is pretty awesome. People like that. And then we went further with it. Started buying animals. The first animal we ever bought was a zebra. And then it went crazy from there. I think at one point we probably had 50 different animals.
Run me down the list. What are all the different animals that you've got now? And how do you use those for marketing, I guess?
Well, as long as they're black and white, all we're doing is we're expanding to different types of people, right? I've got a Jeep. Jeep people like that. Trump people, that's everybody now. So everybody likes that. But, here's an example. This is the wine. You get some wine people start following you.
Yeah.
Got an energy drink coming out. The horns on all the hoods of all the vehicles. Not a lot of people.
Sweet.
Dimitri seemed to like that.
Yeah.
He thought it was kind of crazy that I bought a Bentley and the day I got it, we screwed horns to the hood.
That is a move. That is a bold move. Indeed. I think people just like bold shit, right? Like it's kind of unusual. I think when people get into business, they're like, for some reason, they think that they got to go corporate as soon as they have a company. You know, like that's why everyone's
Well,
websites look boring as hell because they try to make themselves look like something they're not. They
and I'm
try to,
not going to say that, we didn't attempt to go down that road. The whole roofing market in the industry is in all these shows is really, really geared towards that. And we kind of fell for it. We tried everything. But, like my dad always told me, just be yourself. And that's all I'm doing now. I'm just being myself and we're having a good time. And we're by far the most popular company out here, and our phone doesn't stop ringing.
Well,
And we do a good job backing up with quality.
kind of like you said, you thought that he's from Vegas, or we are, and that's kind of how the marketing works too. Like the perception is that for you that he's out in Vegas just having a good time, But if people see him on social media, they may think, maybe they see all the videos that are with the zebra, so they think he's just out.
Yeah,
running around with the
Joe
zebras
Exotic,
out there.
the Zebra King. That's what somebody, some news organization called me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or out in the Jeep, and people are seeing the Jeep videos going through the mud and they think we're just, driving through the mud all day. When in reality, we took 2 minutes out of our day to drive through the mud and do a donut and take a video of it and post it. And it appears like, we're just out here having fun all the time. But you just got to take some videos throughout your day and post them and market them.
Yeah.
We've tried doing.
We're the real life Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
But of course I cut my hair and beard. But
like he said, we've tried all the other stuff. We've tried radio and TV and mailers and yard signs. And I mean, I still think that yard signs do work in a storm situation. I mean, we've gone the night before a storm, vomited 1,000 signs on a town, and then we've got 2 trucks driving around. But then the whole town's like, man, you guys are doing everything. You're everywhere. Just because we put out 1,000 signs in one night,
yeah.
and we have 2 trucks driving around, they think that we've got 100 people there. And
Well, talk to me about the cutting salespeople from the company. How has that improved operations?
I mean, they're literally every time we train somebody, and I mean, I can't blame them. I want to be like Michael Jordan too. I'm going to copy off of him. That's what they did. But they didn't just copy, they stole everything on the way out. And I'm sure you've heard the story. I mean, everybody does that. So
Yeah.
I just got tired of it and decided, you know what? I'm just going to franchise Black and White and put one in every town. Because it is the best marketing of all time. Everybody tells me that, and I'm starting to understand it. I mean, we're just being ourselves, having a good time, living a good life.
and while
How
we
about
were
In
trying,
Black and White.
trying everything with all the different salespeople and just constantly training people, and then they leave or they can't make it, or I mean, it's not easy to be a commission-based salesperson if you're not cut out to do it. So we went through at least 100 people,
Well,
and at one point I thought, we're getting all these leads anyway. We're talking to these people for these salespeople.
it's literally easier for them to get it the hell out of the
We're
way.
handing them the leads just for them to screw it up. Why don't we just have a couple hourly people and we'll talk to everybody? And really, you don't even need that. If you have a good office person that talks to someone on the phone, send somebody out to take a look, write up an estimate. You can do some supplementing, but when you get so far into, dealing with the whole sales scheme and doing the supplementing.
Well, that's the other thing, man. They're teaching these sales pitches and all this crap. It's all bullshit. I'm for being the loudest marketer in your town, being the most popular, and just backing it up with quality. It's that simple. It's Black and White.
And I would say the people that are out there selling, we maybe lose 1 out of 100 jobs to them. I mean, to someone that's not like really laying.
Yeah, I'm not putting stuff on your dinner table and messing with your mind. I'm not training that crap. It's just honesty.
Yeah. Yeah, I think of sales as fairly simple if you're like, the product has to be good, right? It has to be good. And then
We offer a lifetime warranty. I mean, if it's leaking, we're fixing it. We do
Yeah.
it right every time.
And then it just, to me, it's kind of like being nice to people. I don't know. That's the way I think of sales, is like being
Yeah, you're
nice.
not going to get them all. I mean,
Yeah.
and I've publicly said it. Like, if you don't support Donald Trump, don't waste your time calling black and white. We don't want to work for you.
All right, let me challenge you on that for fun. Some people will say like their money's all green. You know what I mean? Like we think about different types of people, right? Like,
The people that say that don't have any money. They're still looking up at the money tree, wishing they had it.
Okay.
You gotta have fuck you money. I mean, I only want to make the money I want to make. I only want to help those people that I can get along with. I cannot even have a conversation hardly with, well, now everybody's a Trump supporter, but before, a month ago or whatever it was. I mean, people were hiding in the corners, scared to wear the hat. It's crazy.
I feel like it's an interesting topic for sure, because why turn down that money? You know what I mean? Like, like.
I mean, you can't make all the money.
Well,
I mean,
they
don't pay you.
Yeah,
you don't want to work for. They won't pay you.
In our area, we've literally had people that we've had issues with that. I mean, we've lost jobs because maybe they didn't look at our Facebook and they saw that we supported Trump, and then they ghosted it. And then we look at theirs, or we've started a job, and in the way we can't communicate with them on a basic level on day-to-day politics that affect everyone. You can't communicate with them seriously.
It's more simple than that. It's more simple than that. I'm just going for the market share. If you support Trump, well, check me out because you're going to like me because I'm all in.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting because it's unusual, because a lot of people won't do that with the politics stuff or whatever else. Like, so it's interesting for sure.
Well, if they were brave enough to do it and the only one in their town, they'd thank me because they're going to make all the money.
How do you ensure quality and growth with such a lean team? And I guess this could go hand in hand. Like, what systems or checklists? I know you guys have military training. Do you have things like that? What's that?
I said we got a lot of checklists. It's pretty simple.
Okay, so you guys you make them for yourselves, or you use them with your subcontractors?
I mean, both.
Okay.
But as far as everybody knows that Mexicans are the roofers. Okay, at least where we're from. I don't know about where you're from, but where we're from, Hispanics roof. And then we've got a guy that manages the project, and plus we trust the roofer because, if he's good, we'll give him continuous work. But if they're not good, they get fired. So they'll do a good job for us, and we pay them good.
Yeah, we pay a little bit better than everyone else. We set the expectation of, hey, here's our checklist. This is how we want it done every time. We don't sell a job without doing this. And then we have a project manager that's there with them. And then we have a good, set of crews that we trust and build a relationship with, and they're part of our team.
The roofers are going to roof the house how you tell them. And some of these shady companies will tell them, don't tear the felt off, don't tear the shingles off on the back, or, they're not putting on ice and water. We just black and white, we do it right every time.
Well, and another problem you run into is companies that maybe don't build a relationship with their crew, and they're just using whoever.
Yeah, they're trying to hire the cheapest guy. We're not doing that.
They're going to end up getting that crew that's like, well, hey, company A and B over there, they don't make us tear the felt off. They don't put the ice and water on. They don't replace the flashing. They don't do this and that. And we still make the same amount of money, or maybe we make less, but we can get more done. So at the end of the day, we make more money. We don't want to do that for you. And if you're not looking, we're not going to do that because we can get it done faster. So you have to really build
continuity with your crews. Like, how do you create, like, just because you guys have consistent work for them, they like you guys, they stick with you, kind of thing?
Yeah, they're going to roof. They roof every single day. Yeah, except today because it's negative, degrees outside.
Yeah.
But also just finding a crew that wants to do it right. Like, they want to take pride in their work. And I would say half of the crews want to take pride in their work, and half of them, like those other crews, they really don't care. They just want to get it knocked out and done.
Do you build a relationship with the crews at all? Like, do you guys ever have them in the office or do anything with them or anything like that?
I take them out to eat all
Nice.
the time.
Okay. Sweet.
I've actually fed everybody in my company since the day we started.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Just something I do. My uncle Mike still is was a priest, Catholic priest,
Mm.
and he always, everywhere we went, he always paid. So I just kind of got that from him. But I like taking care of people that take care of me
Are you saying like every job, like every day?
every day, everyone.
Really? Jesus,
Everyone.
that's actually
And
dope.
I'm talking when I had 20 salesmen to now that I don't is easier, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
life's just so much better without all the salespeople. They're all conniving against you and starting coups and marrying each other. I mean, it's we've seen it all. I just cheating on each other.
All right, what happened there?
It causes so many problems.
Yeah.
So you had
We make more money by ourselves than with 20 salespeople. I'm not kidding.
Mhm. Yeah.
I would just franchise Black and White, and you'll make $3 million a year, and I'll show you how to do it. Everybody.
How do you
Put
handle
a 100-mile radius.
Talk to me about customer acquisition. How do you handle that without relying on a traditional Salesforce?
I'll be honest with you. I hardly. Sometimes I meet the customers, but usually we're too busy that I'm usually just. I'll talk to them on the phone a few times, and then 99% of our communication is via text,
Mm.
and I use AI to help me do that.
So, but to answer your question, the leads, I mean, it's all phone calls, web-based leads.
But I don't waste any time. It's all instant. Oh, you need something? Boom, I'm on it.
And it's all just based off of brand recognition and Google. So I would say the trucks, Google, and then Guerilla Marketing. But
Yeah.
and those first two are kind of
Well, it's a numbers game. I don't most people get butt hurt, and they quit after the first no.
Yeah.
Dude, I already know that I'm only getting 25% of the jobs. And that's fine with me because I'm okay with, millions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously there's major benefits from not having to share all that money, right? And it's like, if they're a lot of work to manage, so you might as well just do the work. Sometimes I get that for sure. But what about the balancing, like the marketing, the operations, and the customer interaction? Like, there's a lot of communication, and there's a lot of work, right? Like, that's a lot of work.
Well, and
I'm not scared of work, though, I guess is part of the problem.
Sure. And the time and age that we're in, the communication is not. I mean, I think people want less communication is more than what people realize. So a lot of sales guys think they need to continually call or go by, and nobody wants that.
Listen, nobody over communicates as much as I do, and I've only been told one time in 8 years that I'm over communicating.
But they want to they want text messages, emails, a phone call that's to the point, so they can move on with their life. I mean, it's the same as us. If you want to order something on Amazon, you want to get the price, pay for it, get it to your house. I mean, it's the same thing with the roof. I mean, people want, okay, I got this money. How much is it going to cost me? Okay, I got to pay my deductible. Here it is.
Well, I
When are you going to get it done?
I think what you're getting at is how do you find all the time? It's like asking Elon Musk, how do you do all this? Well, you work 100 hours a week. That's how you do it. You can't do it. I mean, I work 100 hours a week.
Yeah.
Now, some people might think that's crazy, but
How old are you,
I
by
think
the
you're
way?
crazy. What's that?
How old are you?
38.
38. Okay. And how old are you?
Yeah.
Same.
Same.
I've been doing it for
we're
years.
38. We can work the fucking 100 hours a week for when we're 38, but like think about like 48, dude. A lot of people don't
I'm
want
not going to have to.
Realistically, though, we're doing a whole lot more than roofing, so he's not working 100 hours.
Oh, yeah. No, roofing. Dude, I work roofing like
20 hours.
5.
Yeah.
I mean, not 10. I mean,
Yeah.
No. I'm not roofing. We're not really roofing.
Yeah.
We're starting wine companies.
Yeah. That's dope. Can you, show that really close to the camera if you
This is
can.
going to be our new office area. This is what I like to call, I don't know if you can see that very good, but anyway, this is what I like to call Trump Hill, where we put the unofficial world record Trump sign on the side of the highway, made out of white gravel with solar panels. It's like 200 feet long, 200 feet wide, and 40-some feet tall.
Yeah.
You guys are marketing, you're building the business, you're creating new opportunities, that type of thing with all this other stuff. I totally get that. And then let's talk about the exotic animals a little bit more, because I think that's a super interesting people. I think like talk to me about the way you utilize that in your marketing. Like how have you do you guys take them to events? How do you get more out of that?
So I've got a lemur, a ringtail lemur. His name's Virgil. Normally he's with me, but it's cold. He stayed at home, which normally even when it's cold, he'll just hang out like in my bib or my coat.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just take him where we go normally. So like part of that guerrilla marketing is we'll take, 3 or 4 trucks to a car show. Like our area has literally a car show from spring until fall. Every week there's at least one. There's actually probably more than one. So we'll go to one of those once every couple of weeks. We'll walk around, talk to people, hand out cards, and with or without the lemur, it's a good way to, just generate, buzz or communication, leads, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, with him, having him on my shoulder, I mean, we can't walk through a crowd. We will start to walk through and then everybody wants to come talk to us. And so it's a way to hand out a bunch of cards. As far as the rest of the animals, he's got them here at his farm or shop, and people drive by all the time, or we'll, just let the customers know, hey, come on down, take a picture with the zebra or
It's similar to like the lemur works just like my shoes. See got black and white shoe on.
Yeah.
That when people see that, they make fun of you or say something, and it's an icebreaker.
Nice.
Because everybody wants a free roof.
What's that?
I said everybody wants a free roof. I mean, they got to pay the deductible, but yeah, it's a pretty simple sale.
You guys have an employee with a big neck tattoo of black and white.
Yeah.
What happened there? And do you feel like maybe more employees might get more of these tattoos, or how did that happen? Did you guys like ask him to do that?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't ask him. He's just a friend of mine that's had problems in the past with drug use, and he's spent some time in prison, and I've always been there for him to help him, and he got it for. He said he got it and told me it was for loyalty, that I was loyal to him, so he's loyal to me.
Yeah.
He does. Well, that's what I was just trying to show you. This, like, we're building a housing development, 950 units. So we're getting black and white is land development now. Really. Yeah. But he's an equipment operator. He does all our dirt work and stuff like that. So, and he's going to be, I think he's almost free. He's got like 6 more months and he's
finally turned the stone. A few times when he got out, like Joe said, he's always been there for him.
I mean, we've been best friends for 30 years.
Yeah. I mean, at one point he's like, no, this is just how I'm always going to be. But this last go around, he's like, I'm done. I want to change. And he's kind of been the best employee. He has been the best employee that we've got. Shows up every morning early.
I mean, we were straightening nails when we were kids to build tree houses. That's how long ago it was. So.
And we have that in common, that we got this trade show thing where we got 38 people that tattooed either our logo or their logo on them. We had one guy do his neck tattoo, his friend in roofing, John Tucker, and then big time BDR has our logo tatted right here on his wrist, which is dope.
That's cool.
And it was fun. It was fun as hell. I don't know if I don't think I get to do it again because my wife was like, this was stressful.
You deserve an agency that gets in the trenches with you
and actually understands your industry to get you real results. We get shit done with aggressive SEO, Google Ads, and custom-built websites. Experience honest monthly reporting, transparent documentation, and an evolving formula that works for companies like yours. Ready to grow? If you're in growth mode and over $3 million in revenue, let's partner up. Visit hookagency.com.
Yeah, because the tattoo artist was from Minnesota and we were in Florida. But any other like crazy ideas for, because I'm always looking for crazy ideas. I said we have had the cologne, we've had sauce.
You mentioned big time, so I got to show you this.
Oh yeah, best damn ale. That's got to be like not that many of those in the market.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
So
That's
the
cool.
first guerrilla marketing thing that he did, which we haven't, I don't know that you can still do it. But if the algorithm changes again, you might be able to. But when he first started, we would show up on every business on a Google listing in their photo of their business.
Just
So-
give them
Oh,
a you know,
Very smart move. You put the truck like in front of a business and you take their
You take
picture of the
pictures.
truck.
and then we did a 5-star
Yeah.
review, and we had over 30 million views on Google from doing that.
So
That's
back
incredible.
back then, I think it kind of the algorithm would use someone who was high up as a local guide or whatever, and Joe had a lot of them. So the more he did,
I was in the
More-
top. I think I got a thing in the mail from Google, like a award, like a coin
That's
or
sweet.
something. I
Yeah.
was in like the top 10% in the world.
That's
Well,
one of the
Google.
smartest like guerrilla marketing tactics I know of. By the
Yeah.
way, did you guys see the news this last few days? Mark Zuckerberg talking about how he's removing content moderation stuff from Facebook that's been there, kind of algorithmically devaluing certain political content. And so that was a fairly big piece of news that they're kind of deregulating some of that was put up in the
Yeah,
last.
I saw that they're going to make it similar to X and do like a community notes, which I think that was something that helped out X Twitter a lot. Is
Yeah.
Everybody can have a little fact check under their name, and it's going to be voted on by everybody. Hey, was this helpful? Yes or no, and then you can see both sides. So you're not,
I don't think we're gonna see that left woke ever again in our history of the world.
yeah,
Donald Trump just set the standard, and it's all on video.
yeah.
We're never going back.
I think you're going to see a lot more of those companies. I mean, a lot of the companies are rejecting the DEI stuff. That's slowly trickling off.
Yesterday was January 6th.
Yeah,
We were there the next morning.
January
Really?
7th.
On the 7th.
Yeah. Well, we heard about
That was
the cap-
crazy.
Where'd you hear the news, boys? What's going on? What the hell?
Well, it's a long story. We were we had our AR-15s at the Missouri State Capitol, and we were listening to it live on the radio, right?
Yeah, so
There was a militia there and everything, and we're talking to the cops, and
we called the state capitol and said, hey, we'd like to protest and exercise our Second Amendment. They're like, hey, yeah, no problem. I said, is there anywhere we can't be? He said, as long as you don't step on the Capitol grounds here, you're fine. And then as soon as we got there, like 3 cop cars swarmed us on the corner, and they're like, are you the guys that called? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, okay. And they got back in their cars and drove off.
I made the news on that one.
Yeah. And then we were there with like 100 other people and heard the Capitol got struck. And I looked at Joe and I'm like, man, we got to go. We got to see what's going on.
Went to D.C.
So we got in the truck, packed a quick bag, and drove through the night and got there like as the sun was coming up on the 7th. And there was nobody left. There was no one there.
There was no trash. It was clean. We were meeting people.
Yeah, there was a few people there, and the few people that were there we talked to, and they sent us videos of what they saw happening in the Capitol. But on our way back, we got kicked off of Facebook, to your point. And really all he did was posted videos he'd gotten from people that were there on the 6th.
And I said, you decide, because we heard that 1 million Trump supporters failed to overtake the Capitol with no guns, right? And so that's what we were doing.
And then one of the things I think Zuckerberg's changing is that third-party fact checker. That's what got him kicked off and like almost shut the business account down and all kinds of stuff.
But the most important thing about all that, in a roundabout way here, is to say that all of the pictures and videos disappeared from all of our phones. There was 4 of us there. And I have a secret security clearance, and the other guy I was with had a top secret, worked at the Pentagon. And we had no proof of any footage that we were there.
Yes.
So my point is, the news only showed you what they wanted to show you. So, in that the videos we saw there was nothing bad going on.
No, we did make the news in another city, in St. Louis. After that, they accused us of being in the Capitol with guns, which it was not there. It was in Missouri, and then they claimed
They were
that
trying
we
to hang me.
had never had any military experience, and we kind of called the reporter out. And at the end of the day, she called back and was like, "You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't do my homework, and can we try this again?" So we were on the news a couple times.
Official Trump supporter name.
Yeah. That's another guerrilla marketing thing we've done is like
Guys
call
went
the news.
direction like with the like because you probably like with this outspoken of beliefs you couldn't really not do this direction with the
Yeah.
company. Did you wear company stuff when you were on the news?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm
Alright.
you're getting the real me. There's nothing
Yeah.
hidden. This is who I
And
am and I'm not gonna change.
Give us a news report, from your guys' perspective. How will a Trump presidency affect roofing going forward?
I mean it could. I mean Mexicans do all the roofing. Yeah, I don't know. And you can't legally ask and they can't legally tell. And the guy you hire gives you documentation. It looks legal.
Well,
It all looks, who knows?
that's one thing that Musk has kind of talked about though too is like, hey, we need some of these HB1 whatever guys. Like we need
Yeah.
more of them. We need people to come help do the jobs that
Yeah,
nobody
if we
wants
don't have Mexicans, we won't have roofs.
Now, there's the other side of that is if that was shut down and we were required to say pay prevailing wages and all that, then it's going to be like every job is a government or union job. Everybody's going to have to pay more. Things are going to cost more, which would be beneficial to the labor market that wants to do that work. But I don't think there's really a labor market that wants to do that work. So I don't think there's really a valid argument there. Big time. He does roofs. They actually roof in Canada.
Oh, that could be the 51st state.
Yeah.
I'm ready for him to become the 51st state, and so is he.
Dude, I am a little bit like blown away with the fact that homie resigned. Dude,
Yeah, yesterday. I talked to Big Time yesterday about it. They're ready to become Americans.
He's like stoked.
Well,
I'm ready to go on a road trip.
Don Jr. went to Greenland. I guess Greenland's ready to be a territory too. So there was people in Greenland wearing "Make America Great" hats. And
Our only border is going to be the Panama Canal. That's
Yeah.
it.
We're not. What is
We're going to own Mexico by the end of it.
not real, right? Like that's not
Yeah.
real.
we're 100%. It's a simulation.
Well, okay. Well, so there you go. Roofing will not be affected because after we own Canada, we'll definitely have to own Mexico, and then it doesn't matter. We're good.
You guys talking about that though, because I do think that is a little bit of a risk to roofing. You know what I mean? Like it's,
Yeah.
even just
Well, that's why you
construction.
got to diversify.
Yeah.
We got into land development and energy drinks
Yeah.
and other things.
Honestly, I think more than Trump's actually been pretty good fighting insurance companies too. Like he's said, hey, you guys need to take care of these people. Not necessarily in roofing and probably most of the claims we've seen, but if you do a little research, like he's held some insurance companies, held them to the fire and said, you need to take care of this. But as far as the labor, I don't think that's going to be as big a deal as we might think it would be.
I would hope that doesn't really happen. Like basically,
Yeah.
like I'm of the mind that like once there's like we look at the consequences that could happen from that because that's really good for roofing right now. I would say that's good that we
Yeah.
have people here. So
I would say what's more troublesome to the roofing market is the fact that some of the suppliers are trying to like make it where they work with the insurance company directly. They negotiate a material price with them, and then they hire, crews to do the roofs directly, which could potentially happen. And then if that happens, I mean, we're kind of.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you right now, and I've told this to everybody. Roofing is a modern day gold rush, and it ain't gonna last forever.
yeah,
At least in the way that we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
which is heavy insurance, correct?
Oh yeah, 99% insurance.
Yeah. And we do some retail too, but a
Private
lot of
equity
time,
coming in are not as like they don't want it to like they're buying companies and they don't want them to be totally reliant on insurance because they're coming from like HVAC and plumbing and shit where there's like a lot more retail stuff going on. So I'm trying to figure
Yeah. So
that
what's
out.
going on with that? I've had like hundreds of big companies try to buy us.
well,
Yeah.
I think a lot of those hedge funds, like we've tried to pick some of their brains, and some of them do want insurance. Like, so clearly they've got some kind of information stating that, hey, insurance work with roofing is a pretty solid business. You can get decent gains every year. or they wouldn't be trying to buy everybody up.
Well, so check this out. I went down to after Hurricane Helene and Milton. Was it Milton and Helene? I think it was. They were right back to back. So I went to Augusta, Georgia, because that's where my buddies from the Heart of Texas Restoration were at. So I wanted to go hang out with them and work together. And we went down there, and I lived there for 2 months, and every customer that I had got denied on the roof unless a tree fell through their house.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a pretty big eye opener. We're in a good spot up here, with hail damage and stuff. But down there, man, they were paying for like 1 to 2 to 57 shingles.
That's another thing.
It was horrible.
I don't know. Like, is it the hedge funds are trying to buy up all the businesses in our area because the weather pattern has shifted? And I mean, I've seen weather reports.
It's
or
all
is it? It's
they're
all
like
over.
they're rushing in. They see the gold rush. You look at home services. It's the next 10 years looks very good. It's going to double just all over the board. Home services, old houses, all this shit, and like it's going up and up and up, and they can see that, and they're probably people want to cash out because it's risk. It's risk to have a business, right? It's a ton of risk to just. So people want to get rid of that risk. There's fear around these things for insurance. So there's still people going to need roofs. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not as quick. Maybe they aren't as, there is some roofs that maybe.
That's the reason why our trucks don't say roofing anymore. We're just black and white. People stop us and they're like, well, who's black and white? What do you do? And then we're like, then we get to talking to them. Before you know it, we're working with them. What do you want us to do? We're pretty good at everything.
Yeah.
But I would not recommend a roofing contractor be a general contractor. I'd just like to clarify.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't either.
We tried that, just like having all the sales guys.
Yeah, we don't do it. Just so we don't do any gutters or siding or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to do all that crap, but I'm tired of. We just do shingle roofs.
And that could be an area specific thing. It doesn't seem like it because we do travel all over the state, but you're always waiting on a siding subcontractor.
Well, they're always doing
or a gutter subcontractor. And they say they're going to be there, and you've got to relay this on that, hey, they're going to be there next Tuesday, and then they don't show up. Hey, sorry, they're a week behind. They didn't let me know until today.
Yeah.
And it makes you look bad. And
well, all the houses here are on lake cliffs too, so it's like the hardest place to gutter in the world.
Yeah,
horrible.
I've been in the truck with people that are like they're dealing with some other trade, and the homeowner's pissed as hell, and like I mean it's cause for tension. And I always say too, whatever your worst service is, people judge you by the worst service. Yeah. They're not like, oh, the roof was perfect. They're like, oh, they tried to do gutters and it sucked. You know what I mean? Like
that's exactly why we don't do it. We please everybody, move in, move out, boom, roof their house and gone. We give away more work than we do in a year. I give it away I don't even ask for nothing.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. You gotta be able to turn down work. Those are the best jobs, the ones you turn down.
Even that sometimes bites us in the ass, if we refer a gutter siding company, hey, call these guys.
Yeah, you referred him.
Yeah. Well, sorry, it's not us. That's the best we're aware of. If you're not happy with that, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Because we can't refer anyone.
Well, what's really crazy is, I don't do gutters anymore, and one of my best friends owns the largest gutter machine manufacturing company in the world out of Chicago. And I don't even do gutters. But I had bought a machine from him, and we did it for a while, and then I sold it, man. It's too hard to maintain it. We don't have a very good labor force here. It's just rich people or drug addicts. There ain't a whole lot in between.
Yeah.
Rich and drug addicts, too.
From Missouri. Rich people or drug addicts? Missouri.
Have you seen Ozark?
It's specifically Lake of the Ozarks. Where we live. Not all of Missouri. But yeah.
I mean, these people, these are multi-million-dollar houses that it's their fifth house at Lake of the Ozarks, and they don't even live here.
Well, and that's why that housing development he showed you, like every town is in need of thousands of homes. So our lake area is made up of like, I don't know, let's say 10 small cities, and they all have a population of about 2,000. But then on any given weekend, the entire area can have an influx of 1 million or 2 million people because of their lake homes. So it's heavily tourist area, really busy on the weekends. So that's another reason we have to do guerrilla marketing is you know,
Well, yeah, they don't live here.
9 of the people that own homes here don't live here, so we can't really advertise to them. We have to make noise on the weekends when they are in town,
Gosh.
or they have to find us on Google.
Yeah, so these strategies definitely work in a small town where everybody knows you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But these work in a, you know, area where it's their first time coming here and seeing you.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, so you got a bunch of people that have a bunch of money, have a second, third, fourth home, whatever it may be, and then there's the people in the service industry, which doesn't pay as well in this area as a city does, but you know it's decent. You can make a living, but there's a pretty big income gap there. So a lot of the workforce and labor force, most of them, they don't want to do roofs, they don't want to do gutters, they don't want to do siding, they don't want to do contracting. Now there's some that do, but most of them that don't have a problem probably started their own little subcontracting gig or company. So yeah, we're left with not a whole lot. And then if you bring people in from the cities, it costs too much. It's cost prohibitive. So we a lot of people around here feel like they've been Ozarked, and it happens. So contractor shows up, doesn't have a license, takes a down payment, disappears. I mean, it happens all the time here. Which gives
I
us
think it's very interesting to get to know an area. Like I like traveling sometimes to our clients and like trying to like soak it up a little bit because there's totally different worlds inside of the United States. Like it is like there's so many different little country vibes. Like it's think about Europe.
This one's really hard to show you.
Yeah.
Because it takes so long to drive from one cove to the next.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could see it, but it's going to take you 2 hours to go over there, or 4. So I like when Dimitri came, I took him up in a helicopter because he didn't really know what the place was, and we're 3 hours from a major airport, so we had to pick him up from St. Louis. Then we flew a helicopter over the lake to show him, and he's like, "Holy shit!" I mean, it's unreal.
You guys have a helicopter?
No, I don't.
not yet.
Not yet.
It's a tourist area, so we've got there's a place you can go and rent one, go up, and it's not too bad by the minute.
Yo, you guys have been getting blown up this whole interview. I'm gonna let you guys get back to work, and I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me. Seriously, and it's nice. It's nice to make your acquaintance. I hope we get to see each other at like a trade show or something in the future. I appreciate you guys hanging out.
Hey, and if you know any investors that are interested, we are building the largest housing development in the area.
All right.
It's 950 units, and we're looking to sell to investors, pieces here and there, and they're townhomes, things like that, but affordable.
All right, good to know. And if you want to invest, is it the Ozarks area? Is that?
Yeah, it's the.
If you want to invest in the Ozarks area, check them out. Where would they go to get a hold of you guys for that?
blackandwhiteroof.com, or call me directly on my cell, 573-480-0117. I always get back with everybody, man. I'm searching the world for honest people to team up with.
I love it, man. And I know that, we
check
have
us out on Black and White _ TV on TikTok.
All right. Say that one more time.
Black and White _ TV on TikTok.
All right, everyone, follow them. And I know that there's a lot of successful people on this podcast, so maybe some of those watch it as well. And I just love having these chats. I mean, it's partly just networking for me. Yeah. Hope it's useful to you guys in some way. Appreciate everyone for watching. Podcast is put on by Hook Agency all over social media. And hope you guys have a good one. Peace.